Bernie Sanders did an interview with Wolf Blitzer, and his fantastic plan for universal education was overshadowed by questions about Hillary Clinton and weird follow-ups.
You can't stash your money in the Cayman Islands. What you're going to have to do, if you really want to grow the middle class, is say that everybody in this country, regardless of their income, if they have the ability, they're going to get a college education. And today I just introduced legislation that would make public colleges and universities tuition-free.
Where's the money going to come from?
A tax on Wall Street speculation, and that's exactly where it should come
from. Talk about that. What does that mean, a tax on Wall Street speculation?
What it means is, right now, you have people who are becoming phenomenally wealthy by speculating in derivatives and every other type of esoteric instrument that they can. People are getting very rich on Wall Street. What we're going to impose is what exists in dozens of countries around the world, a very modest tax on the transference of large amounts of stock.
What does that mean, very modest? Is that going to pay for tuition-free education?
More than that. This is a very effective and progressive way to raise money. The estimate is it could bring in as much as $300 billion a year.
You think Republicans are going to go along with this?
No, of course they're not.
Well, then if they're not going to go along with it, it's not going to become the law.
No.
Right?
Well, I don't think it's going to be passed tomorrow. But I think what we have to do is the American people will go along with it. The American people think it's absurd that our young people are leaving school deeply, deeply in debt, and young people can't afford to go to college.
Is Hillary Clinton committed to this cause, as are you?
Wolf, you have to ask Hillary.
Well, what do you think?
I don't work for her. I don't know.
But you know her. You know her position.
Well, I mean, she has to be. I've just introduced legislation. I don't know where Hillary Clinton is coming on this. I believe we got to join Germany, Scandinavia, many other countries around the world and say, if you have the ability, regardless of your income, you're going to be able to go to college tuition free.
So you want to raise taxes?
On the very wealthiest people in this country? Absolutely.
Wolf Blitzer is insufferable. You basically couldn't ask worse questions than that and do a worse job than that. I don't know if you guys caught it. The banner on the screen the entire time they're interviewing Bernie Sanders, who's running for president of the United States, it's about Hillary Clinton. The banner is about Hillary Clinton. He starts asking questions about Hillary Clinton. Is Hillary with you on this? Why are you asking him what his opponent in the primary is for or against? Shouldn't you be asking him about the policy specifics and details that he's trying to lay out for you right now, and he's trying to explain the problem and explain the solution? And then notice how Wolf simplifies it in the dumbest possible way. Bernie's like, yeah, let's do this very specific tax, which only applies to rich people on Wall Street, to do education, universal education like other advanced nations have. And what does Wolf say? Oh, so you want to raise taxes. I warned you guys that this was going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's nefarious. I don't think it's conspiratorial. I don't think that Wolf Blitzer's like, planning, I'm going to take down Bernie Sanders today on the show. No. But it is the case that a lot of the people who work in the mainstream media, they're just not that bright, and they don't understand that you should not be covering a race for president as if it's just a horse race. And that's what they're doing here. That's why, what does Hillary think? What do you think? Oh, tell me more about Hillary. Oh, you want to do this? You want to that? They're framing it so that you talk more about people and personalities over policy substance and how it would affect the American people. And honestly, I think that's really condescending to the American people, because what it says to them is, you guys can't deal with the numbers, you guys can't deal with all these details, all this wonky shit. Let's not get into that. Let's just talk about Hillary Clinton. Let's just talk about the difference in personalities, and let's just boil down a very complex issue to you just want to raise taxes, Bernie, so let's spin it in the most negative way possible and not highlight any of the positives. Hey, Wolf, why not, while doing that segment about education with Bernie Sanders, I don't know, maybe have the numbers in front of you about the extent of the student loan debt crisis? Why not discuss the fact that you can't file bankruptcy on student loans when you can on other types of debt? Why not discuss the fact in detail that not only do other modern nations do it, but X number of nations do it, and here's how they do it? And why not discuss the fact that the American people are getting screwed over in the sense that our tax dollars are going to war and corporate welfare as opposed to stuff like healthcare and education? But Wolf Blitzer can't do that because that would require intelligence, that would require research, and that would require treating the American people like adults and talking about issues that matter. All Wolf Blitzer is equipped to do is to be a robot, dumb everything down, and turn a presidential race into nothing but a horse race. That's all he's focused on, is the he said, she said personality aspect of politics, not the aspect that actually matters, which is how are their policies going to affect your life.